TikToker, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having the best day ever. Okay, I had to make this video because things are getting crazy in terms of Tana Mongeau, James Charles, I said James Charles, wow, so fancy, James Charles and Gage Gomez. Now, I admit that whenever I make these videos, I give very little context on like these external people that not many people know about, which I apologize for. So, we now have Tana Mongeau and Gage speaking out of and making fun of James Charles for now being officially cancelled. Whatever that means, because James is literally able to come back and no one cares. With what we're seeing, he did that birthday post wishing himself a happy birthday and all the comments are people loving it and he got millions upon millions of likes. He'll be back, he'll be fine. It's very weird to me personally, but okay. Now, Tana and Gage both have their own, personal beefs with James Charles. Now, Tana Mongeau used to be James Charles's best friend, which is shocking to me, and we're going to get to that in a second. And I also want to show you a clip of Tana and James Charles, which hints at why James was cancelled in the first place. It's about Tana making fun of the fact that James is trying to dress up as a woman to get, Snapchats off of straight men. I'm going to show you that because it applies to Tana now making fun of James for officially being cancelled after she's been waiting for it. Whenever, like, bestie, you were there whenever he was doing the things that, he's now being cancelled for. And Gage Gomez was one of the first people that spoke out against James Charles for being inappropriate, for leading him on, to try and make him feel like he was something that he wasn't. He said that he was straight, and James Charles was trying to lead him on to be with him and do stuff with him, allegedly. And it was one of the biggest first stories about James Charles that went really viral, about him having weird relationships with men, to say the least. So, now, Tana Mongeau and Gage are best friends, and they're now making these TikToks about James Charles. But it's also interesting to note that Tana Mongeau at one time spoke up against Gage Gomez, speaking up against James, and said that he was a clout chaser, he was a leech, he was just doing it for attention. Now they're, besties, and they're now saying the same thing that Tana was saying about Gage, but saying that about James. So, while I am, interested in the fact that they're making this and they can speak up about James, I do have to also say that the hypocrisy is there for both parties, but I think that's very clear as it is. Now, before we get to the TikTok of them making fun of James fully being cancelled, I do want to show you this video of Tana and James that I found. They have so many collabs together. Their friendship never really made sense to me, but I've already talked about that before. And so here's a clip of where in Tana's video with James, she kept in the following.
You try and get James and Jeff to be together, and it's like a lot harder than you would think.
Yeah, it typically doesn't really work out with one straight.
As you're putting on a wig to Snapchat a straight guy.
Something is sending me about the fact that Tana, in this one clip, oh my god, aged like rotten milk, is that Tana Mongeau is holding, wait, a Jeffree Star mirror and a Sisters Apparel merch.
Dude, you literally look hotter than like most bitches.
Look.
In the back. Like, I would bend you over and grill you right now. When you order it online when it comes.
Oh my god.
Fuck, your hair is literally so much nicer than mine. The fucking like kitty bitch filter too.
Ew.
Oh.
James Charles to me is just someone who did very little as a child and teenager and got so much praise for it. And just so self-obsessed. Oh, it's so, okay, but to prove to you, it makes sense. You just need to watch a second.
That's good.
Everything. I'm so professional.
We're like the white chicks.
So, basically, I'm putting it into context that a video that's still on Tana Mongeau's channel, James Charles and I Brutally Roast Celebrity Fashion from 2019, still on Tana's channel, has a clip in which Tana and James are making fun of the fact that, and put it in the video, James trying to get Snapchats off of, allegedly, straight men by dressing up as a woman. Allegedly, just with what Tana's presenting us with. So now that Tana is, coming forward and making fun of James for she's been waiting for him to get cancelled, and we all know what he's been cancelled for, I do see the hypocrisy, I do see it. And in terms of Gage Gomez, it's important to note that whenever I type in Gage James Charles, I have many drama videos about this because this was such a huge topic. because Gage made such an exposed video on James in which he sat down talking about, you know, James making him uncomfortable at Coachella, leading him on.
It's been a minute. Made you guys wait a little longer than you wanted to.
I am not watching this, but you get the point, right?
Because, as you all know, this person, 99.9, maybe even 100% of the time, goes after heterosexual men. I told James I wasn't interested in any of that. We then stopped talking for a while. He had to shoot a
This is what we're
video
dealing
in
with.
New York City for a bit. But I was in school. He came here. He wanted to hang out. I told him I was busy.
James Charles going after schoolboys. Where have I heard that one before? Allegedly.
His flight got delayed. So then he saw this as a perfect opportunity to hang out, even though I told him I was busy. He then proceeded to get mad at me for not clearing my schedule to meet up, hang out, get food, chill, whatever, talk. And he went off on social media. Like, first of all, he blocked me on everything. Went off on social media, and this is the first time that I was, I guess, subtweeted about.
You need to know that there's a lot of history between both of these people.
The tweet about pretty boys being assholes and whatnot, that's about me. So I was blocked on everything. And a little side note, like,
that's so cringy.
He mentions a lot that he had to grow up a lot faster than everyone else around him.
Okay, and we'll finish on this.
He grew on social media and publicly.
I have matured and grown up way faster than anybody else my age. We also have very similar taste. Guys,
Hot.
masculine.
Straight. We just want what we can't have.
So he's not.
So this is what we're dealing with here. So now you know the history between Tana and James and Gage and James. So there's definitely one there, and they both kind of, with Gage speaking up against James, you know, engaging in this behavior. In the moment, Tana Mongeau shot him down for coming forward about James with that. Tana was also seen promoting that behavior with James Charles at the time. But now, alas, they are joining forces on TikTok to say, when the person we've hated forever is finally cancelled. And it's an audio about that we've waited for this, and thank God this is happening. And the caption is, if you know, you know. And now, if you didn't know, you know now. There's a lot of if you know. It's like that episode of Friends. She doesn't know that we know that she knows that they know that we know that she knows. That's not right, but it was along that lines. With Gage Gomez. Now, it's important to note that these two people hated each other because of James Charles, and were viciously going after each other, you know, one defending James and the other going against James, but now they're obviously coming together to speak up against James. It's just interesting to me that they're saying when the person we've hated forever is finally cancelled, because y'all were fighting about the fact that, oh my god, I need to take a break. Whew. Y'all were fighting about the fact that you actually had, you know, a conflict with this. Now, with this, you're probably like, Adam, how do you know that this is about James Charles? I'm going to tell you, let's look no further than the comment section. By the way, this went viral. It got 1 million likes. So if I look through the comments, people are saying that, oh, this is about Sienna. Now, there's a TikTok drama that's going on with SA. And I hate saying drama with that, but there's just a lot of, you know, back and forth with stories and stuff, and I haven't really dived into that. I don't really talk about TikTokers. So people were thinking that Tana was talking about Sienna. Tana wasn't, and we know this because Tana has been, first of all, commented, general statement, duh, and then the laughing face, and then someone said, don't worry, Tana, we all know it's about James Charles, and Tana liked that comment. Like, out of all of these comments, liked that one. So, let me guess who this is about. And someone said, Tana, don't worry, this is going to happen to you again soon about her getting cancelled. And Tana said, oh, I know, true. And so all the comments are being like, James real quiet all of a sudden, LOL, wasn't Gage dating James Charles, defo him, this is about James. Someone said, you're next, this is about James. All of the comments are now about, you know, them making fun of James Charles and coming together to celebrate his demise. Which I guess is interesting because, you know, they both had such a sour history with him. But it also just makes me side-eye it like that a lot because there's some shadiness going on here and I feel like there always is. I want to know what your opinion is. It feels very opportunist? Is that the right word? To me, that they're both doing this now because, again, they both fighted each other about this for so long, like conflicting what they're doing now. But I mean, I want to know what your opinion is. I do think they're able to just jump on it now because, like, James isn't going to respond or whatever like that. And yeah, it's just weird because, like, Tana, like, endorsed the behavior in a way, and Gage was speaking out against James, and Tana came after Gage for that, and it's just, like, it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. I want to know what your opinion is, though. Let me see if I can actually find this. It was so long ago. Tana Mongeau, Gage Gomez tweet. Like, I wonder if it's still online somewhere. Yeah, okay. Tana responded to Gage Gomez whenever he came up against James, right? Like, spoke up against him. I watched you lead on and kiss my friend for a whole weekend, and when he realized you got scared and made a video lying and accusing him of being an SP word. Legit, watching you lie like this and get away with it breaks my heart. He's a good person. You and I know the truth. And then, recently, Tana Mongeau came forward defending that tweet, saying, I was 100% manipulated and begged to tweet that. I was defending someone that was my friend at the time, and I believed them. Sad to see. I later, you know, became friends with Gage and discussed it, apologized, heard his side of the story, and now I call him one of my closest friends. Things change. Things do change. And I do believe that Tana was probably forced into doing that tweet by James because they were very close at that time. I'm not against that at all. I do think that James made her tweet that. However, we can just look at what things have been said in the past and now and just be like, oh. I want to know, though, how you're feeling about it. I hope you're having a great day. Please drink some water. And, yeah, happy summer. Are we in summer? I feel like we're in summer. Might still be in spring. I don't know. I love you. Okay, bye.